And we're live. How's everybody doing? It's getting hot in here. Let me. Holy moly! Came upstairs. Yikes! Hey, let's see. What are we talking? We're talking with Chester a little bit here. I'm glad to see that he's still in the fight. That's pretty cool. Got some shadow going on. You guys can see me okay. Welcome, everybody. Sunday spiritual session. Today we're going to talk about the Great Reset, the Great Awakening, the whatever, redo, right? You know, everything in life keeps trying to get hijacked, and I'm hijacking it back, and we're taking it back, guys. I'm over it. I've run into people, all different ages, and even particularly the older ages. And, they say, oh, yeah, it's been awakening for decades, and then yeah, whatever, or something, and then I'm like, just like, okay, so you gave up. Okay. Don't give up just because it didn't happen in your lifetime, right? That's selfish. Isn't that selfish? Right. And not like it's bad or nothing, but you're stuck in that selfishism because just because it didn't happen in your lifetime, you're going to stop. You're going to stop fighting for what's right. Maybe if we all were fighting for what's right, we wouldn't have got this far. I mean, who knows? Who knows? I'm not saying, because a lot of times, people don't have options. It's a mother, a child lost a kid. They want to live and they want to survive. But I think that's the big, and that's part of the game. That's why we're taught to fear death so much, right? I want to live. I want to live. I want to live like that. No, you don't. You realize you got multiple lives. Boom, 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 right? You're gonna look at it way differently. So that's what we got. We got to take all this back. Every single thing. Every single thing. Because the Great Awakening, the Great Reset, the Ascension. It's been around forever. Oh, nothing's happening. No, 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 no. People forget their souls. Your soul was created by you. And that's it. You are not the physical body, okay? Nobody ever has messed with you, all right? They've messed with this, the vessel that we have to incarnate into, right? We're not looking at it right, you know what I mean? And me too, it's every day, day to day, and then it's like, this is the normal. This is how people talk. This is what people normally think when you say this, or normally, what I mean? This is where this conversation's going, because I can sense, because we know how humans talk, right? But when we're referencing things, when I reference things and then people, they tell me what their reference is, I'm just like, yeah, still not even close to the same. You know what I mean? And we use the same words. I said awakening, you said awakening. I'm still going. You just gave up that it'll ever happen. You know what I mean? So it's like you just fall into the same thing. So wherever you're at, like awakening or not awakening or whatever, the system's changing, whether you believe it or not, right? I was saying that too to somebody recently, how the system's, how it's different, And yeah, heard of it, yeah, it's been going on for decades, but nothing's happening, nothing's changing. I'm like, see, there you go. You're doing what? That's called shadow work. That's what we do. We say that's what we think, because that's how we're taught to perceive that if it doesn't change, then it's not really real. So there's actually, are you being realistic or not? Right? It's the way we think. There's nothing wrong with any of it. Right? Just let it go, right? Because the only constant in life is change. 10 years ago, not right now. 20 years ago, not how it is today. 30 years ago, not how it is today. So we getting caught up in these concepts, taking the idea, taking ascension, well, it means this, it means that. No. Everybody needs to stop. You know, it's the same with religions. It's the same with all of this stuff, because religion just makes you go in a circle, in a circle, in a circle forever. You know, like you would think by now, of all the interpretations in religions, that they'd have figured it out what it means. You know what I mean? Yes, it means repent, otherwise you're going to hell. Oh, bite me, dude, with that old Christian shit. You know, Christianity's only been around for 2,000 years. Everybody forgets. You ain't special. No offense. I'm just saying. It's all of them. But see, this is where I'm going with this. Hey, what's up, yo? Bravery, Marjorie, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Excuse me. Get totally had this little thing going on still, huh? It's been like a week, 2 weeks. All right. Just been drinking a lot of tea, staying away from people. Everything, guys, everything. Like whether you're studying wisdom, whether you're studying, you know what I mean? All of the systems. We say this all the time. So this is why we're breaking the habit. Okay. Shout out Chester. Because whatever it is that you're getting into, right? Like, so astrology is the study of how the physical vessel of how we're programmed, right? Like when we were born, where were we at, boom, 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 and that went into that body. That's not your soul. It's not your soul. I'll say it again. It's not your soul. You know what I mean? That's the idea. Your soul is, this is not your, who you are. This is your program. This is your codes, right? These are the codes that you came in, right? Like on whatever month, whatever planet, whatever rising, falling, so right? It's just an archetype, just like everything else, right? I remember saying this about tarot, I don't know, probably a year, I don't know, a long time ago. I remember talking about tarot and I realized, 2 years, I don't know, because I was studying it. I was like, what? Okay, what is? I got to sit down with this. And the tarot cards are just archetypes. That's all it is. It's the magician, the hangman, the fool, the devil. The high priestess, the empress. It's just a story. It's just telling a story of characters. They're all just characters, right? In a story. And we're in this, but we are taught to like be wowed by things, idolizing, whatever. So we think of all these stories as like Bible, you know what I mean? Like God, and we forget that we know how all these stories go. We know how they all run. We know the archetype of the this, of the that, of this. And if you think of that, what is an emperor? What is the king? What is all of that is BS, old school owning the land and, peasants and, you know what I'm saying? The whole thing, no, wrong. Throw it all out. All of it. All the planets, astrology, throw it all out. You guys got to look, what is it? The sidereal? You guys got to use the sidereal, right? Because the tropical astrology, right, is basically Gregorian. It was when we made the Gregorian calendar or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It was like the Council of Nicaea or so. I don't know if that's Constantine. Who am I thinking of? It was whenever they decided to change it, into the days, into the times of the day, the weeks and the something around all of that. It was created, you know what I mean? All of the stuff, all of the Tai Chi, all the Kung Fu, all of the, religions and all this, right? So we think, well, what's real? And, personally, that's why I like the Kung Fu, because that's with your body. You know it. I feel it. I meditate and I do movements and I feel completely different. You know what I mean? And I can pick the movements that'll help me feel a certain way, but all of it is about engaging your limbic system, your subatomic nervous system, whatever, all of that stuff, like your lymphatic, right? All of your lymph nodes. That's why, so Tai Chi and Qigong, slow moving, actually does that more, because it's not about the muscle. You're not just like, you can watch TV while you're doing that, no. When you use your mind to move first, right? That's the meditation. That's the zero. That's where you realize it's not what you believe, it's why you believe it. If that makes sense to you guys, if I can connect that there. It's not what's happening, it's what you're doing and why. Like why you're doing, why do you exist? Who are you? Why are you here? Right? All of these questions. And we think we're going to find out because we're going to read a textbook somewhere and then take a quiz and then get it right. Think about that, right? You still thinking that way when you're going like, you know, who am I? And then you're like, okay, well, I like this, and then you like ask, right, or something. You know, I can remember. Excuse me. I can remember doing that when I was figuring it all out. I was like, so it's my higher self. Okay, I'm okay. I'm finding out for my higher self, but no, it's me. Oh, okay. Why does it feel like me? You know, so going through all these things, you know, higher self, your dark aspects, your light aspects, right? It's all you. It's all you. The only thing that's not you is like the thoughts, right? The things that you embody that don't come from within. So literally everything that somebody says to you is not you. Like everything. Your mom, your dad, it doesn't matter. They can say, hey, you act like this when you know, like in that situation, and then you go, yeah, okay, cool, so now you know me, you know. And it's not like they can't, you know, but that's the difference, you know. So we lost track of the eyes, the window to the soul, looking inside of knowing somebody, you know what I mean? If you know somebody like that, you don't even have to have them have something happen. You'll know how they're going to react in that situation, you know what I mean? Like it's, you know, and really there's only so much range, you know. They're either going to act out, act in, not act at all. I mean, it's, you could probably guess. But I keep seeing it, and especially now with all of the information and everything that's out there, like it's gonna be coming by the tons, guys, and that's gonna be good because I think that's the way we're gonna, you know, like I said, dive in deep, figure it out along the way, find your allies. I guess that's kind of just how this whole thing works. But the slow burning of the information is not going to work because they're just going to be able to change it. You know, if it's out there for too long and you know not enough of it. So as everyone is, it's just going to be such a wild ride, guys, for everybody. And so just really stealing yourself and being, you know, I was going through it recently, you know, talking with people with someone, and just that realization of how much of choosing your battles, right? Breaking the habit. Every time you, thank you, every time you change anything, right? Like anytime you put that stop, or you're in a situation and something doesn't go the way people think it's supposed to go or want it to go, that's you breaking the habit, right? Because for some reason, everyone thinks we should be the same, even though deep down, you know, like, you know, no, nobody will, no. Because we all have to be this way. You have to be like this and be like that in public and be like this and be like that. It's like, listen, you just have to be nice. You just have to be nice, you know, for all the people in the world. Like everybody's a wuss, or am I getting this wrong? Nobody can handle talking or just, I don't know. Or if something goes bad, all of a sudden the whole world, they got to run away. They got to get a divorce, right? Or whatever. I don't think, or they got to, or some guys, they got to fight. You know what I mean? I got to knock you out because what you said triggered me so hard, you know? And it's just, it's like, so I was saying this on my, I started doing audios for you guys. If you're interested, I shared it, but it's on Anchor and Spotify, where I just get moments and I let it fly. And one of this, and the recent one is, which I'll share, I guess, because I didn't really want to talk about it, like, is like people are so defensive in the world. When you say, if I were to say like, oh man, you know, world, everybody's just going at war all the time. All anybody wants to do is kill it. But you know what I mean? Nobody cares about nobody, blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm going to say it, somebody, they're going to go, what do you, well, no, not everybody, you know, even like a reasonable, right? No, not everybody, you know, is like that. Oh, not everybody. What do you mean? No, not every, I know plenty of nice people, you know. And then if I were to say to them, but if I were to say, let's go back, I would just say instead, you know, oh man, look at how nice the world is. Everyone in the world's just getting along, blah, blah, blah. They're going to go, are you serious right now? Like, what are you looking around? You know, we're so stuck in this war-like mentality, this competition where everybody has to be better than somebody else or get it right, you know, and that's out of the fear of figuring out their own lives, getting it right. You don't stop. That's why I say throw it all out. That's my new motto, like from here on out, like throw it all out. The religions, the politics, the whatever, because the only thing that truly exists is the here and the now, and it's right now. You know, if we could teach ourselves to be breatharians, we would live off the breath. We wouldn't need food, right? Now, how do we get there? Yeah, we got to get there, you know. But that's the focus. What am I here to do? What do I want to do with my life? Right? Everything's a distraction. Whatever your career is, it's a distraction. Unless you're like perfectly aligned with that one thing. You know what I'm saying? But all of the stuff leading up to school, all these classes that half the people don't like. If you kind of know what you like to do and what you like, you know, like if you like, I like science and math, right? Like I could care less about everything else but gym. I don't know, I don't remember the rest, but you know, because gym's always fun. And so it's like three. I could have just the rest of them, like I think every single one of this, like 70% of all the classes that we took, we didn't even need. We didn't even, you know, not let alone need. Never mind, you know. But this whole system, this whole right, we got to throw it all out. Quit trying to fix it. You know, what do we like when people say vote? Yeah, go ahead, vote. It's just gonna be great. You know, like excuse me. And then people say all the time, like, well, you know, like, well, you need to be responsible. And this, you know, it's like, okay, so vote. Okay. And what's history said? So now am I being realistic enough for you where, you know, like history shows we got here, you know, and that's the thing. We're breaking the habit. We got here because of all of you guys, all of the underground peoples, all of the souls, the love, the light that people are grounding, right? It's so important that you guys incarnated in, no matter what you guys had to go through. Shout out Chester. We love you. Keep going, right? And find your happiness. Stop trying to, you know, justify anything that doesn't make you feel good. Anything that doesn't make you feel good. Hold on, bro. Give me a second. He's got a lot to say. We love you, bro. We got this. Yeah, I know. We know. We know. We know. He's upset with the way things happened. We are too. Don't worry. Because as this information comes out, your family will know that you're with them 24/7. Don't get me emotional, bro. You guys think? Okay. That was pixelated. Oh, sounds good. Oh, thank God. That would have sucked. I've been going on. Huge physical patterns. Yep, that are caused by emotions. Exactly. Feeling the pressure. We need to be able to see it in our life to change the bigger picture. Yeah, that's why we have to go through it. I know. It's, you know, because, you know, even for me, like I've always questioned everything, but I had to question, right? We all do for so long until we get to that place, right? And then once you get there, you know, for me, it's like all like that's why I've wanted to talk my whole life was because I was already questioning. I've seen millions of things that are messed up. You know, I don't know millions, but you know, it was like that's where I live. That's who I was. That's you know, people like my mom. Oh, you're too serious, or you're too. I'm just like, no, I actually joke about them all. I think they're hilarious because none of it makes sense and it's crazy ridiculous. But the way I'm coming across is like because I'm asking people because nobody seems to recognize it either, or they do, but you know they sucked it up and then they you know they stopped fighting. Like I say, did you stop? You know, oh yeah, yeah, essentially, yeah. No, so you gave up? Oh, we're not giving up. We're not giving up. That whole old man, old woman, done, gone. Right, breaking the habit, guys. You want to live to 200? Start thinking that way. Start eating that way. Start acting that way. Right? One of the masters said we are the ancestors of the future, right? So we need to do our part in the process of letting go patterns. Yeah, and we clear our entire family lines. If I would go more intent than so many distractions. Yeah, Rip Chester. No, you're totally right. And that's the whole thing is, but we have to break the habit. We have to get out there and make them know it, make and be heard. It's you know instead of oh they took you know they took down this channel of mine, they did that, they did all right, well guess what? I'm gonna put up 5 more. You know it's I think it's well it's the program. The Great Awakening is not something that has ever stopped happening. And it's going to happen and it's going to keep happening more and more and more and more and more as we go. Right? The light is here. We felt it. I think many of you guys have felt it. It's a different time. And even if it still takes more time to get there, you know, fine. You know, that's what it's going to be. I think a lot of people still in the spiritual community want that, you know, they want that flash where it's all just going to, you know, again, being saved, right? Some light's going to hit and then all of a sudden fucking grass is going to grow and flowers are going to bloom. You know, like, no, bro. We'll get to that point. But we have ancestry just like you said, yeah, we have so much. If you can't break your own codes, right? Like you know, or what is it? The 13, you know, Ophiuchus, and you know, okay. So if we're going off the zodiac, which one am I? Am I a Libra? Am I in something else? And then if I am, does it matter? Do I care? No, because I got fire in me. Sometimes, you know, oh, my chart only has, you know, 3% or whatever. You know, it's like no, don't. I think my fire is like, which one do I? There's one that I'm low on. I'm like 33 water, 20 something air, and then I think I got earth. Yeah, because I got 2 Capricorns. Um, but I have 2 Sagittarius. I don't know. See what I mean? It's like I have passion in me. I have grounding. You know, we say, "Oh, I'm an air sign. I'm a Libra because I talk a lot," and then I'm this and this, and it's just like, well, right. So that's my program. That's my body. That's where I lean to, right? But does that mean that like right? So our souls, right? Not limited. You know, it's so all of these things for us to learn, all of the codes. We have to break everything. Like you know what I mean? Like it's and what I mean when I say break is it's like go ahead, read the entire Bible, but blow it up. You know, break it, ask the questions. You know, that's all that it is. That's all that we're saying. And who's asking? And that's the thing. If someone's gonna make it out like you're asking a question because you want like doom in the world, like no, they're idiots. We gotta stop listening to everything everyone's saying because they're making up stories left and right of the places that they're coming from, and it don't even make sense. You know, it's like you know, or it's like how many times have we all listened to tarot cards, tarot, or you know, Libra reading. You know, has it ever come true? I mean, like in the way that we think of the stories, let's say, right? It's the way the brain versus the mind. That's what we have to do. Your brain is going to think all of these things based off of the patterns and stuff like that. Because I love the stories. Like I love. Oh my gosh, I'm a storyteller. I love. Right? I don't know. Maybe I am. I've never really like told stories. I'd be good at it. I should practice. But that's what I mean. It's like Jet Li says in The Forbidden Kingdom when he's teaching the kid to meditate. He's like, you you learn the form, and then you forget the form. And that's when you become, I don't know, he doesn't say, I don't know, that's all he says. I think he stops there or something else. But like that's when you enter that mastery stage. Because now you know it by heart and it's a part of you, but you're not bound by it. Like a master type Taoist monk dude, you know what I mean? They're not limited, by their. That's why I love that. You know what I mean? You have to be careful with the martial side of it though, because a lot of them, particularly in Japan, they're like their ki, it's like only so much that can store up in your belly, and then that's all you get for your life. Whereas if I understand Taoist, it's more about that perpetual, eternal energy flow, and I think that makes more sense. Like, I don't know why. Well, it makes sense that Japan would say something like that. Yeah, of course. It's not a limit. Energy doesn't disappear. It doesn't go. It just changes. So recycling, right? And so the history repeating itself. It only repeats itself if you don't learn. See, I'm still congested. um, it you just have history doesn't history repeating itself to me is Groundhog's Day. It happens all the time. People just, it's the scope that they're looking at. I mean, every, one year cycle will go through seasons. Sure. Would you look at the seasons even nowadays? Dude, it's like it was freezing out here and it's raining all night yesterday and it's still raining right now. And then back in Illinois, it was 50 degrees out in December and it's supposed to be 60 today, as far as I heard. And I lived in Illinois for 23 years. In December, it's 0. It's like 10 degrees, at the best. So that's really weird because I noticed that when I came out, and this is an interesting link. Okay. I mean, I'm not saying why it's happening, but when I moved out here to California, that was the first thing I recognized was how long the sun was still out and it was still sunny and warm, like all the way up until December. Right about now is when, so like it's weird. California, it's like winters from December to like March. It's weird. Like last March when we all met up at Mount Shasta, I wanted to show everybody the waterfall, and it was still covered in snow that nobody could. So about March 20th, right, about around the solstice, 22nd, whatever, or which one's that? I don't know. So that's interesting that right now. So yeah, global everything. But again, it's not because we're walking around driving cars or going around driving cars, right? It's the emissions from the big huge companies. That's why we got to get on the green stuff. And we have it. Did you see they have a hydrogen fuel cell for a car, electric battery charged and hydrogen fuel cell for some truck that they're making. It's going to be like, it's got like 900 horsepower. It's got 960 torque, 0 to 60 in like 2.3 seconds. Like it's a huge truck with 5 people, all your tools, all your areas is going to be crazy. So all this stuff's coming out. It's like the flying cars. I don't know if I ever shared that, but a couple years ago, It's been a while. I mean, they've been working on them forever, you know. That's the whole habit, breaking the habit. See, this is why we have to, this is why you have to throw it all out. I'm not saying like it's bad, you know, don't feel bad when you're doing these things, like, but that's the attachment, like that everyone is, I guess, sort of has, where, you know, if you throw it, if you do this, if you do that, it's good, it's bad, it's good, it's bad. Should I do this? It's good, it's bad, it's good, it's bad. No, just stop and do what you need to do for you. That's all you have to do. Like, whether it's a religion or a politician or whatever, but don't get caught up in trying to fix it, because what happens when we try to do that and we try to fix things in life, and things don't want to be fixed, right? We're trying to fix a broken system. No, it was made that way. The whole system, people think it's organic. It's not. It's been created. It was controlled. The Federal Reserve, they set it all up. They say, we got the money, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You think they were just like, oh, we got money, we're going to print it, and we're going to give it to people. That's all. They got to work some jobs, and that's it. No, they got it all locked down. They wrote it all out. They talked about it with everybody, you know, and then you go back into, like, you know, the Council of Nicaea, right? Like, again, with Constantine, where they decided, you know, Christianity was going to be the dominant religion, you know, on the planet, or you know, it's just like, we've been doing these things forever. Like, the ancient Egyptians just didn't disappear and then now so we don't know anything. No, they carried in, just like Marjorie, shout out, just like you said, the ancestors were going to be the ancestors of the future, and that's what they are. They didn't just disappear off the face of the planet like the Mayans disappeared. No, I'm pretty sure we know what happened to them. There's nobody's saying it, you know what I mean? Like, somewhere in the universe, yeah, we know. Everything is known, you know, and so we gotta get out of this little bubble of human existence that we're all being kept in. You know, like, what was, I don't want to bring it up. You know, whatever's coming out, you know, like, just new age, you know, because there's mumbo jumbo in the new age, but then there's mumbo jumbo in the old age too, that we gotta bring into the new, you know what I mean? And it doesn't matter, just learn from it, you know. Don't, you know, if you believe something, go test it out for yourself, you know, and then see how it works. If it's a spiritual person and they say do this or do that, go try it. You know, it's like I say with the sounds. If you do the sounds, if you do the sounds for, like, you know, 5 minutes or whatever, like for a moment, you'll be different after that moment. You just will. You'll feel it in your body just by making those sounds. But it's like, everybody's gonna be figuring out, like, there's too much misinformation. I was watching a flat earth thing. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up. I have to. And there's this professor, like, he's a I don't know, professor, I forget his name, Professor Dave, I think it was. He's got a YouTube, like 1.7 million followers or something, right? But I think it was a year ago, the videos, and he did 10 things to stunt, you know, like, and he's like, and nobody has said anything against them. Like, and he's like, I'm totally down for this discussion, you know? But he's like, as soon as you do some actual experience, jumping in, right? And that's why we say, right? Souls, bodies, right? We got to come down here. I know. Woo! Let's go. That's why I shared on the, what was it? That was all of us as souls coming to earth. Huh, I feel good. Right? We were pumping each other up as we were, like, getting ready to come to earth. Like, we are titans, the mighty titans. Huh, huh, I feel. That was us coming to earth. Like, you guys ready? No, let's go. This is chasing unrealistic reality. Yeah, the dream. It's already in them. Yeah, and here the 3D world is the 5D world. Right. It's how it's like, right. And it's all right. It's all right here. Ideas a world of kindness and flexibility to adapt and understand all realities is true because they all exist in the same place. Yeah, and see, I think that's the biggest takeaway from that. You're right on, but duality will still exist. I think everybody, like if to come out of polarity, that really like puts you in a place of complete indifference. Like, so if there's going to be earth, physicality, if there's going to be, there has to be the dance. The dance has to be here. We have to have it, because we'll never know love if we don't know hate. We'll never know hate if we don't know love. And if we don't know any of that stuff, right, what we're going to know is nothing and everything, right, from that 0 point where now it's up to you again. And you realize in that moment, you're creator, right? But, we want to be that. We want to think we are, I am God, I am this, I'm like, yeah. But like we also have this body, right? And it's not as simple. See, people want to see if you're trying to do this so that you can have power and control, right? Wrong. Still doing it wrong, right? Like, even though I say it all the time, I just want to be able to, freeze people and put them in timeout. That's just my one thing. Give me one thing. That's all I want to do. Just to protect people. Like, oh my God, look at the car's gonna run into that person. Grab the car. Put it on. I mean, stuff like that. Like, yeah, a little bit. But now you're setting a balance. You're changing the water. Water levels got to rise because you just, put that much crazy energy here now. It changes everything. So we have to embody in order to move it forward. I mean, it's just the way it is, period. That's why we come down, because we're sitting there as souls going like, we got to fix this somehow. How are we going to, we got to, all right, well, try not to forget everything, whatever. And then we jump in, and then we have to remember that we have a soul. And I think that's where a lot of people forget. That's where it all goes awry, is when people, do I have a soul? Does it matter? Does anybody care? Is it even powerful? Right? Because I've been oppressed my whole life, and we go through and there's all of those things that people are going to go through, right? And it's very easy to figure it out when we just admit it. When we just admit that we've had these kings and queens and rulers and all of this that have been playing a very bad game. It blows my mind that the Dracos can't figure out how to coexist and still be happy. That's a trip beyond all dimensions. And that's why we're coming for them. So they ain't got a choice. Because they don't know what's going to hit them. I don't know what's going to hit them. Did I say that in the one video? Josh Blue, you guys know the comedian Josh Blue. He's got cerebral palsy, and his one arm does what it wants to do. That's me. Even I don't know what it's going to do. So you better watch out. I might smack you in the face. Like, and it's not always fun, right? But again, imagine if you could maintain that point of 0 where you don't care one way or another. You'd be okay in every situation, but would you be mean because you're being inconsiderate about how other people feel? Well, listen, how they feel based off of what you had to do aligned in your heart, you shouldn't feel bad for. So we have to be careful with empathy too, because empathy is going to catch us on the wheel of emotions. And then we're playing the game. So it's you're not a bad person because you didn't care about somebody right then. No, get away from me. I care about everybody, but I can't help everybody, period. That's it, period. I can send love to everybody, and that's how I help. So yeah, right. But a lot of that stuff, people, especially for us, stepping into all this, and knowing this, and it's just, we're going to have infinite love for these people and infinite patience. infinite patience for these people, right? Those of you who have kids, you know what I'm talking about. And I don't, but I've probably talked to enough people that I get it. That's why we're talking about it now. I know. But that's the thing too. It's like, I don't, and that's why even what I'm saying, don't listen to what I'm saying. Just use it so that you figure out what you have to figure out. That's what we should all be doing. We should all be talking. We shouldn't be separating it. We shouldn't be, it's like Thoth, right? Hermes. I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? Like, he said this, that's great. Guess what Michael said? You know what I mean? Like, again, what are we doing? You know, like, what are we, again, we're worshiping something else. Again, that's all we're doing. Don't lie. Don't lie. Be honest. You worshiping all them gods. Better stop. Oh, they're so great. No, they killed people too. They were at war. The Greek gods fought the Titans, right? What's up with that? Like, no gods in history have just proven that they got along. That's it. And Jesus was just the ultimate victim mentality for everybody, right? They know not what they do. Yeah, so smack them upside the head. Oh no, we're gonna let them crucify, and all these people are just gonna watch. You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? We got to look at this picture way bigger than I think and most people are looking at it. But at the same time, we're gonna get there because we're all starting to see it, and we're all gonna get there. I know, and that's why I say keep it simple. You just admit we got rulers plucking with us. Time to pluck them out. You know, plucking out their feathers. The naked emperor. The emperor has no clothes. Totally. All of them. The Pope, the Queen. The, you guys know how I feel. I'll stop that for now. How you guys seeing? Breaking the habit. Thank you, Chester. Wait, Chester. What's up? What's he want to talk about? That's why he made music. Right? Because that was his way. You know, it's not like why he, you know, right. It's a way that you can speak loudly to people. Find a way. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Um, he's kind of saying it doesn't. It's always good to be nice. That's what we say on the show, right? Be nice. One thing to fix the whole world, just be nice. But if you're having a discussion with somebody and you're being nice, are you being real? You know, if you're having a discussion with somebody and you're being real, are you being nice? You gotta be nice. It's still important, you know. Um, but you know that's why it doesn't. You know, at the same time, it doesn't matter what you choose to say, almost, right? Like, I mean, obviously, if you're trying to be nice, if you're just, you know, okay, you're good, base fundamentals, okay, you can't be we can't be responsible because if you be nice and people go into nice, well, now they're gonna trail off into, oh yeah, that's what Jesus, you know, was, and then you know what I mean. It's gonna bring it up anyways for people. So whatever you say, whatever you choose to say, whatever you don't choose to say, um, it's just gonna be in the way. It's just gonna be, it's your tone, right? It's like they say about the ladies. Ladies, you don't listen to the words, you listen to the tone, or you listen to the tone more than you listen to the words, right? And it's true. That's what, because that's what we're coming into, the divine feminine, right? That has to balance out. It doesn't mean a bunch of women going around trying to act like men. That's obviously not feminine. That you just said men, right? Um, to come into the divine feminine means to receive all that you are, right? Like to receive instead of a guy pushing masculine. This is how the world's supposed to work. We need more buildings and more casinos and well, you know, whatever casinos are Native American. I don't know. The more they make, that good. Yeah, take all the white man's money. Go for it, bro. Shout out. Um, but we have to step into that place. But see, we're still at war. Right, but the only way to get it's like any hero. It's like any hero movie. Like the people are afraid to fight because the bad guy's too big and strong and powerful, and we gotta rile up. We gotta get them to realize it's still important instead of giving up. Ascension's been around forever, and then didn't happen in my life. So then obviously it's not real. It's not happening. No, no, Grandpa. Here's your suit of armor. Okay, just stand by the door so nobody gets in. Okay, like, geez Louise. But then Grandpa's usually down like that. You're down for the fight. Depends. Right? It depends. Anyways, because they're used to war. You know. Um, where y'all talking? Bam. ID. Here we go. What's up, Sarah? I think it's a yay. Oh, thank you. Kids are currently teaching you a lot. Good, good. Yo, I know. It's over and 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 over again. Right? More for us to do, more for us to do, more for us to do. Let's go. Be happy that you're here to do it. Right? Realize that you chose it. Look at all the good things, right? Why do we as people attach so easily to the negative stuff, right? Why is it so easy to just have a normal day, walk around, whatever, and then like a bad thought comes in or a bad, and then we can feel so bad and we attack, like I was talking to my mom once, and she was thinking about our Aunt Lena. I think I brought this up before, whatever. But she was, and then she had a bad dream that like the night before, like a bad, I won't go. But then she was saying how like she'd go from we were talking about Aunt Lena, and then all of a sudden then she's talking about the dream, and then she's like, oh, and I feel so, she's like, and I was having a good day, I was doing music, and that's what got her doing it, because she started playing one of the songs they used to listen to, and they got her. So like and she's like, but why do I feel so tied to it? And I said, because of that connection back to neck. And I mean, I was trying to explain it as best as I can for her, because some of this is new to her. But I was saying the frequency that we live on, guys, it's there. So the thoughts are more easy. It's more comfortable, right? In order to think that way, because this place is made for that way. So if you function in this plane, you'll be more comfortable, right? Um, and it's like, but we have to break it. We have to break it. You have to break yourself. You know what I mean? All of that, everything. You got to break your family. You know what I mean? Like you got to break everything. You have to, and eventually everybody will figure it out. And you don't have to go off, wild and crazy kids. Um, but um, we have to do it. We have to, like, it's not giving up. It's not, but it's divine feminine, right? Because that's what's going to be needed most of all, no matter what you guys think. Because I know, like me, I just want to slap people. I know. So put me in the right spot where I can do it. But it's like the ones that like righteous. Okay. Um, but we're gonna need more of the feminine, because we're gonna need a lot more people nurturing and caring for other people. But until we're ready to do that without being emotionally attached and get caught up ourselves, the sooner we are all ready, the sooner this happens, right? We're still learning the lessons. We're still getting there. There's some more to go until this is ready, right? But it's getting really close, and the whole world's realizing that it's broke, right? Okay, so and now imagine this. Imagine the times that some people right now are facing. Imagine it, we went through this earlier in life when maybe it was felt a little more safe. Some people right now are finally just waking up right now because of the past 2 years, right? Because of this. Okay. And to them, without this knowledge and understanding, it looks like a scarier world than we've ever thought that we were in. You know, I can't even imagine it right now. So we have to be extraordinarily gentlemen. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. You know, and gentle ladies, gentle women. Yeah. All right. So let me take a sip of this. Ooh, Chester, I love you, bro. It's like he's like totally doing this with me. He says I'm weird. I say, yeah, bro. He's not. He didn't even say that. He's just laughing and like shaking his head. So, like I see you doing that, and it's all rosy. You're such a rosy cheeks. He's got such rosy cheeks. I don't know. I don't know. It's literally rose colored energy. Just like he's so much. I'm so glad you're in a good place, bro. So of course, yeah. But you know, Earth, and then you know, so yeah, it takes time to detach from the Earth life. You know, I mean, it depends on how it goes. But what? Yeah, he said time. Time is not the same. So you know, it's just like you guys going through it right now. You know, it's just that's why you're learning the lessons on Earth because it doesn't stop when you get into cosmos, right? If 4D, 5D, 6D, like I've said, it's just, or I was putting in that one comment on Facebook once, it's a fold in the light. And I talked, and if you've seen Free Guy, right? Like how it was in the shade or whatever. Oh, I don't know if never mind if you haven't seen it. But you know, it's the folds of light. Like the reason we can see 3D is because we can see shadow, right? And so, you know, I think somebody was, you know, they were saying, you know, like if you have a piece of paper and then you draw a shadow, you can make it look 3D, right? But if you poke it, it's 2D, right? This is actually 3D where we're at right now. Like this is actually right. And what is 3D? It's length times width times height. That's what it means. You know, so 2D is length times width. It's a piece of paper, 8.5 by 11, right? That's it. There's no height. I mean, technically, it's the smallest because it's a piece of paper, you know. So it goes up, yeah. But so even paper's 3D technic, I guess. Really, if we just zoom in. So getting into the higher ones, right? It's why they say you can't see beings or whatever, right? It's because we just can't, we don't have the codes, we don't have the reflection, whatever, to see length, width, height, and then whatever the next one is referenced is called, you know? And not to say that because we got up to 12, that'd be a lot, but, you know, whatever. Um, and that's because, so, what did I want to say? Oh, where'd it go? Why'd you take it? Give it back. Um, you want to say something else? Okay, but no, wait, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna retrace so we remember 3D, 4D, 5D. Oh, yeah. So when I was in Sacramento, living in Sacramento, and I was in my house, I don't know if I ever shared this one with you guys. I was walking through, I had an extended studio. So it was a studio, but it had two rooms. So it had little French doors and, you know, two rooms. So I was going from one to the other, right? And it was like right in front of the doors, which were open, but, you know, and I'm walking and I stopped dead in my tracks because something is just came right. It is something's standing right in front of me, and I know it. I know it with all my heart and being. I literally stopped and I just stared. I was just, and I just said to myself, "What are you? Who are you? Why are you here? What do you want to know? I want to contact you." Blah, 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 blah. So I went and I sat down on the bed and I just started to meditate, you know, and nothing happened. They went away. So when we think of the idea that that there are beings around us at all times, only we can't see them, but we can sense them. we can hear them, we can, and sometimes you can see them, right? But a lot of times, like with the physical eye, it's not going to be a whole body, I mean, it could, but, we'll see with the third eye, we might see a little bit of this, a little bit of that, or you'll just get the image, in your mind. But that was so real, to me in that moment. And then later on, learning that fact that, beings are here and they can come into your house like that if it's not protected. They can come into, all of this stuff. It comes through the wires in your house, the internet and the vibration or the electricity, right? That's pumping through. They can, anything and everything exist, vibration and frequency. It's everything, you know. That's why the healing sounds, guys, are so good for you, because sound and light technology is what all the new healings is going to be. If we can find the sound already, you can just meditate on it, create it, vibrate it within yourself. I just did a 22-minute video on the air sound, the lung sound. So I think I'll just post it. I'm just going to start posting them. I just got a bunch and keep redoing them. But with this one, I was just like, I'm just going to, yeah, I don't know. You guys see. I'll start putting them out because I want you guys to be able to do this for yourselves. Yeah, loving unconditional doesn't mean that it's okay, right? It's holding space, but from a distance. Yep, that's right. Sometimes it's all the only way we can help. I will say that saying people's shit and trash, those words are not nice, right? When it comes to other emotions and trauma and empaths feeling it, I don't feel it's trash or right. Exactly. That's so good. Like you have that warmth, right? Where you're like, that's why I always describe like going, when I'm at work. Like anytime I'm talking with people, it's like, hey, how's it going? Oh my God. Like, I don't know anything about you, but I want to make this the greatest interaction that I've ever been a part of and that you've ever been a part of. Like, why isn't that a fundamental? I mean, and sure, we get caught up and we judge and we think, oh, this is going to go that way, or oh, this is going to go this way. But then, and that's when you feel that resistance, when I'm sitting there talking, hey, yeah, okay, yeah, and then somebody's just kind of like not talking, or they shut down, or then it's just like, okay, and then I don't know, either I'll want to talk more or I'll just walk away. It depends where I'm at or where we're at. You know what I mean, like that. But it's weird, you feel that, and so that's the thing. So what do you have to do? You just have to say, oh, okay, well, have a nice day, and then that's it. And even if they're gonna walk away, like, yeah, have a nice day, baby, but because they're just negative. Some people are just negative, right? But we can't, all we can do is, and if you say to them, hey, are you okay? What's wrong? Just don't ask me. I'm fine. It's like there's gonna be so many things, right? That I mean, it's been all of my life, what I mean? I've probably seen all of these things. That's why I'm referencing them at some point. But and that's how I feel, is knowing that about myself makes me feel fantastic all the time. You know what I mean? Like knowing that no matter who I'm about to talk to, like, president, your bosses, your parents, your uh, police officer, like anybody, I don't care. I'm not afraid. You being afraid of like a police officer, now you just lowered the vibration of the whole interaction. You know what I mean? Like if like breaking the habit, you know what I'm saying? Like looking at every single person that could possibly give you anxiety or fear or something, and saying and just breaking it and being the love, giving your love, like instead, or not giving it away, just adding that, because it's a two-way street. Any interaction, situation, any relationships with anybody, it's two ways. So what are you putting into it? And if you're putting in super high vibe love, oh my gosh, and they're not your problem. There's no reason that you should go down in vibration based off anything that they're saying, you know. And I don't know, and that's just how I always am. I don't know, not always, right? You know, we all have moments. I'm human too, sometimes. And then that's the other thing too. It's okay. You're supposed to go through what your human needs to go through. You know, the embarrassment, the shame, the guilt, all of these things, you know what I mean, that you feel are okay to feel. But if you don't understand why you feel them and you don't heal it or fix it, you know, then you're always going to be feeling that way. But until you go through those feelings, you're not going to know what you need to fix, you know. And that's why meditation helps so much, because you can meditate and figure it all out. You can meditate and put yourself in those situations without actually having to be there. And you can see how you feel. Intention, right? So if you're like, all right, you know, how do I feel about the idea that, you know, we're all on lockdown right now. And then all of a sudden you get mad and you get this, and then you need to be like, okay, listen, like, it is what it is. It still is what it is. Life is. That's it. Tao. It just is, right? It exists in all things, but it exists beyond all things, you know, and it just is. You know? Life just is. The reason it's, you know, anything beyond that is, and that's the tough part. That's where a lot of people get off, or you get off track, because instead of just looking at the flower and watching it grow and going, okay, that's what it is, we get into all this stuff. Why did it grow like that? How come it didn't grow? Which is good, because we want to help flowers grow. You know what I mean? So that's like a good thing, you know. But that's what's getting us all caught up in the, you know, because we got to figure it all out, and we really don't. You know, even all of this spiritual stuff. You know, we don't need all this spiritual, you know. We already are. It's already who we are. You know, it's all the stories, the religions, the this, that it's already here. You're already here, right? We don't need to make an excuse for why the world is the way it is right now. You know, we don't need to say, oh, it should have done this and it should have done that. I mean, like, obviously that's kind of what we're saying. See how limited human language is? But it's like, you know, so we do have to fix it and we do have to figure that stuff out, right? But the idea being that we already got it figured out. Like, the figuring it out, you know, is what's causing all the confusion. Like your kids, or a kid, you know, you don't need like psychology in order to figure out that he just went, you know, just because when you, as a parent, or as people who sense that in other people, you know why he's doing it. You know, it's like anytime I'm at the store and I hear a kid, you know, yelling or go, you know, or hanging off the side of the cart, you know, sit up straight. He's just like upside up. You know, it's just it's the best. It's the best. You know, and oh my gosh, that's why I say roll around in the mud, because we forgot how to do that. Forgot that it's okay to get some bugs on you. Gonna have some bugs and dirt. You know, it's just like, come on. It's like kids are awesome. They remind us all that stuff. Uh, you know, what is theirs is ours. Used to war, yeah. Being nice and what we call it. Yeah. No, thank you, bravery. Yeah, thanks, bro. I hope that was good or helpful. Yeah, you know, because I'm always, you know, that's why I'll always be talking about the same thing. And anytime something new comes along, I'm going to talk about it and bring it right back into the same place again, because that's what it's the demystifying, you know, spirit, because it's not this magical shit. It's real. It's who you are. right? The only reason you think it's magical is because you got a human brain program running in there. You know, that's it. You know, and then again, okay, and that's what I mean. Because what is magical? Well, it's only defined by the world we live in and by what we say it means. Okay, so if magic basically means, you know, I don't know, creating life somehow, or creating a flower, you know, or Jesus come back from the dead, he you know, reincarnated. Well, then, you know, once you're able to do that, it's not magic anymore. You know, magic to the magician, right, guys? It's this is we need to be real. Again, there's that word realistic. We gotta be careful. It's so limited. Our language. Um, we gotta be realistic and bring it back home for everybody. Where are we going? We're coming back home. You know, we're not. It doesn't mean we have to go all out into this wild. Like, what did somebody say? I heard they were saying. I think it was Cliff. Shout out Uncle Cliff. He he's saying these like med beds. He's like, I'm not messing with a single. He's like, don't be letting people put med bed stuff all on you. You're gonna lay down and let some other person put all these frequencies and energies through your body. I was just like, yeah, that's a good point. I don't. If there's anything I've learned, what have we learned on Earth? Is I don't trust none of this. You know, my med bed is in built within me. You know what I'm saying? Your med bed. This is my med bed. We all forgot how to use it, right? That's what it is. It's not, and again, it doesn't mean, right, the sounds don't help, right? But when you create this, like, you do the sounds yourself, now it's coming from the inside of you. No matter how permeating something from the outside could be for your field, you know, and again, it'll change it. But you, as soon as you start, if you had like a frequency beaming on you and from the outside, and then you chose a sound and you started like, oh, you know, you do this or whatever sound, like, you're gonna override the feelings that are outside of, maybe not what's outside of you, but you'll override whatever's hitting you on the inside because it's your vibration. You know, like, we have to get into more of what we are, and we will. And all we are is lights and sounds, you know, light and frequency, right? So it's not like it's not true, but if you know, that's what we talk about. That's why I talk about it's becoming a conscious creator of yourself. You're a conscious or co-creator, right? Becoming conscientious of this thing. Like, mom's one time, you know, she was, you know, hormonal, if you will, and you know, she's just saying like, you know, oh, but I can't help it. I can't help it. This and this. I'm like, no, you can help it, right? But you're gonna, you like, it's not like you just, I got no options, no choice. You know, I was like, no, you can. There's drink some tea, do some, like, you can always help yourself and your body and your. We have to, you know what I mean? Becoming consciously aware of who we are, of what we're doing, you know, and that's get rid of, you got to throw it all out. Whatever you like, whatever you don't like, throw it all out and start from scratch again. Because all that stuff's still going to be there, you know, but let yourself yourself, break your own habit, right? Break the habit that is you. That's the true, that's how you ascend above who you are, right? That's how you get into the higher. That's how you start, right? That's how we connect with higher beings, or, you know, higher. And it's not as higher. It's inside of you, right? It's inside. It's like I said, you know, before, you know, our bodies, our cells are just the planets, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, our body, you know, we have water through our blood, we have fire in our heart and our passions and the heat, you know, and our flames. You know, we have, what is it, stomach, and the skin is your earth, you know. Your liver is the wood energy, your spleen, stomach, yeah, that's the earth. What is the other one? Lungs is the air, obviously, is our atmosphere. Take care of your atmosphere. Um, and that's what's pretty cool. It's kind of looking at this from a whole nother angle. I think that'll help people too as we go. People start to like, start finding those cool things. And again, they're gonna go through all the gods and the goddess. They're gonna go through all that. So many people are still doing that. But we got to remember to pull them forward. And sometimes, it's uncomfortable for them, right? It's uncomfortable for us, and maybe not totally or whatever, but it's like, it just is. It's gonna, because whatever it is, if you haven't been doing it, the work, the shadow work, the whatever, haven't been on you're gonna hit a point where something is gonna hit you hard. You know what I mean? Something you've always thought, something you've always done that you never knew why, or you know what I mean? Anything like it's gonna, and hitting hard, like doesn't have to be emotional, or does it? But like it can be something that, like a habit, breaking habit. Oh man, we gotta change our habits. We want to be other things. We want to be, like they say, a higher realm, whatever, dimensional being could never eat the stuff that we're eating. Like when they see the meat and the bread and the cheese and they're like, this is disgusting. Like, this is gross. There's no nutrients in it. It's not even like, you call it food, and it's not even, well, I mean, you call it what you want, but it doesn't even nourish the body. Why do you call it food? Like it's so funny. But so we think like that. Well, we're down here. We got this. No, if we want to send, we want to remember. If you want to align to who you truly are, you got to start doing them things. Again, we got to start doing it all. We got to start working out our bodies. Got to be flexible. Got to be endurance. Got to be. We got to start maintaining and when you do that, your vibration increases and you feel it. Just go work out. Just do, you don't even have to like work out. Just do a whole bunch of push-ups, like a whole bunch, like all day long. Just periodic, just keep dropping down and doing push-ups until you can't even do them anymore, or whatever. And then 2 hours later, go do some more, and then the next day when you wake up, you're going to feel the higher vibration that you've created, because you have more energy, you have more flow, there's more blood flowing through you, right? Your muscles are in trying to repair themselves, or all night, like you'll feel it, anytime. Or even do the sounds, like I say. It's or like or what do I say? Take a shower. That's it. Take a bath. Feel change, breaking the habit. Not a lot of people want change. I don't know why, because it's not like we're living in paradise. I don't know why. All I've ever wanted was change. You know, Yeesh. I don't get that at all. But that's part air sign or whatever. Part, right. I don't know. Anyways, it's how I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Well, I don't know what to say, but I wanted to say everything so we can say it all. But then, even saying stuff like, if we don't start, right? Like most people, what I see, it's cool to see people talking a lot more, and I think what I see a lot of is people just kind of going through the human emotions, which is good, and it gives you a gauge of where we're at. Like a lot of the YouTube videos, TikTok videos, there's people talking about stuff, but a lot of it is just kind of, it's still figuring out the human design. It's and that's what I always talk about, right? Like I'm always trying to talk about all the different ways that we think, that people think, that we feel, that we act, right? Groundhog's Day, hello, same thing over and over. But there's so many of us that still need to process so many emotional things for whatever reasons. And like I said before, you don't attach to the negative, because most of those things you don't need anymore, and they're just coming back at you trying to mess with you. That's the energies that are here. There's beings that are messing with us. There's frequencies that are messing with us. So it's not because, why do I always think negative? No. That's not you. Don't attach to that, and don't go down that, no, nothing but love and light is what comes through me. And notice it. We have to be hyper aware of that moment in that day, throughout your day, when you when you got caught, when you were just talking, when you were at work and you're talking to people, and then you just forgot to be consciously aware. So, right. And then you just reacted, and oh man. And now you're going, so now you leave work, you're going home, and you're like, what? How does it feel? I feel good. I feel, but I don't feel what happened today. And then you're like, oh yeah, I got in, I was listening to somebody complain, and then they acted like I didn't care because I was just kind of smiling and not really engaging. So I engaged, and now I feel like crap, like crud, whatever. Now I got to go take a shower, right? Take a bath. So we don't want to do that because we're doing it to ourselves over and over and over and over again. Flower analogy. Oh, cool. Yeah. See, yeah. So like if you're right, that's a good that's a good example right there too. You're looking at the flower and you're afraid that it's going to die, so you care about it, right? So but you're afraid. So is that coming from, fear? Is it coming from right? So it's taken away from the now. Exactly. So now you, instead of just being there with its beauty, helping it live its life, it's like children raising kids. I mean, having parent myself, where anything, seeing my friends growing up, right, where you want to be structured, yeah, but I mean, honestly, a kid is the most spontaneous thing in the world. Like, I mean, you got to be structured. Yeah, they got to eat at certain times, and they got to go to bed at certain times. That's and then playtime outside is good. You know what I mean? Like certain things like that. Yeah, sure. Um, but when people say structure, it's because we gotta worry about the school system. We gotta worry about, like, there's so much more, But it's like, they just it's you when you're with the kid, what do you want to do? Are you and then what? They're constantly on and on and on and on and on and on, and you just need a break and you can't get one, so you're just sitting there and you're just like, it's tough. It's tough to be in the now moment, but look at how well a kid can do it. You know, if you just let go of, like, oh, I need time for myself. I need time for, see, you're doing that to yourself. Oh, I need time for my, I see. No, all you need is right now, time with the kid, like, yeah, you can't really have a conversation. Yeah, they're saying things that don't make sense. Yeah, but that's the thing. Why you got to make sense all the time? Right? Your kid is teaching you everything, is reminding you again. The kid gets tired too. They'll run full speed and they'll be, I can remember being a kid just being like hands on my knees, like bent over, like, it doesn't, I didn't think I'm getting old and my body's dying and it doesn't work anymore. We grow up, adults, man, lost their freaking minds. I'm telling you, every one of us became an adult, you lost your mind, period. You made it through high school, you lost your mind, period. Like, it's just, it's crazy out there. We got to stop all of the shit that we thought we knew, throwing it all out, guys. Every bit of it needs to go in order to get back to the organic now moment, right? Where you remember, and then you learn that you can program yourself from there, and not like, program, but you learn that you can choose what you want to feel and think and do. And then when you think of a situation and you already get pinged back that anxiety or whatever, well, okay, now listen, you're attached. It's overriding you, right? And it happens for every reason under the sun. It happens to start as kids and we're told we can't do stuff. It happens right off the bat all the time. So we're focused on what we can't do, what we can't have, and how to get it, because we've always just wanted to express ourselves and we couldn't, right? And so we see something and we go, that's an expression of me and I want it. And I want to go do that, and so we're all caught up. We're all caught up in every which way, no matter how you look at it. This system was set up very, very well, right? To where we don't even know it. We don't even see it. We don't even realize it. We don't even know. And that's just because we're not taught, So shout out to all the new schools of thought coming out, right? Because again, it's water, food, shelter, friends, family, as best as you can, right? Right. And if not, yourself. Where's yourself in that equation, right? How come I didn't say yourself? Thank you, Chester. Right? Where's yourself? You know, you. If you, right, like that idea of loving yourself. No one loves themselves. Not like you love someone else, right? What are we talking about? You know, and I'm teasing, obviously, you know, but think about that. Think about the feeling you would have if you could have everything you've ever wanted in the world. You could have the right partner, the right kids, the right house, the right job, the right lifestyle, everything, right? And all that love and appreciate, and that you would, and you're only gonna give that love to you can't give that love to yourself unless you have it. Like you know what I mean? Or a person, you know, like you know, you love somebody with all your heart and soul. Why don't you love yourself with all your heart and soul? Right? Why? Why not? All those feelings from having anything, from having this, why would you deny any of those feelings to yourself based on if something is standing next to me or not? You know what I mean? When you're the one imagining it, you're the one thinking it, you know, you have that thing because it's within your mind. It's not in my mind, right? Like if me and dude stand next to each other, like, what do you want? The hottest chick ever. Okay, right? Like the best partner ever, best relationship ever. It's gonna be two completely different things, right? And not completely different, but you know what I mean? Like he might like this type of person, I like that type of, you know what I mean? They're gonna be different. It's never gonna be the same thing, right? But what are we taught to be the same? What do you want in a man? A strong, blah, 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 blah. What do you want in a woman? Blah, 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 blah. Right? It's the program. We're not all the same and we're not supposed to be the same, you know. But then we're all one. Right. I don't even know where to start, guys. No, I do. Right? We're already gone. I love this. I talk about this stuff forever. Oh man, are we like hour 21? Let me pull some cards, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Y'all still there? Um, yo, kids are moving the mom from 5 minutes to an hour away. Big it just oh no. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm glad I don't have kids because I'd be an emotional wreck. Like, you know, I talk about it, but I don't. No, nope. That kids got to be like the ultimate lesson. I can't even imagine. Right? We got to remember what they're here to remind us about. You know, that's why I love them so much. And that's why we all love them so much. It doesn't matter, right? Babies are my jam. Who said that? Somebody said that to me. Babies are my mom. Those moms? Yeah, we were talking about it. Yeah. She was like, babies are my jam. The way she said it. Just the way she said it. I was like a song or something, you know. Yeah. Yeah. But that doesn't help anybody. You know what I mean? It doesn't help anything. It's not gonna help the situation. It's not gonna help you, right? It's not gonna help them. And that's what's most important. That's that layer that of shielding, of protection we all gotta get to where this does not serve me. If it doesn't serve you, throw it out. Just like all this stuff in your closet or whatever in the garage that you don't need. You know, not if it's your tools, because as soon as you throw it out, you're gonna need it. But you know, a lot of that stuff, it's all up here. If I throw it out, I'm never going to remember this person. And yeah, I get that sentimental. You know, sure, you see it and you remember. But you know, it's not like it's gone. It's not like, and especially hey, in your case, that you're never going to forget that. But just throw it out. You know what I mean? If it's not helping you, it's more important. You know what I mean? That's like I say, we don't need to justify like the fact that the kiddos that I feel bad that like I said earlier, like, oh, if you don't act like you feel bad that your kids are moving farther away from you, that means that you don't care, right? That's the world we live in. That's what people say in the world is like, oh, I didn't act appropriately. No, I'm never gonna be sad for as many times as I ever can for the rest of my life, no matter what. And I'm never gonna feel guilt. I'm never gonna feel any of this stuff, right? Because it's not like it's not gonna happen, you know what I mean? Like automatically, or if something happened, like it's gonna ding me, it's gonna trigger, it's gonna ping, and I'm gonna go, oh man, and how do we do that? How do we let that go? And that's the whole process. How do we let that go? Well, everybody has a different way, but it'll start with your breath. It really will. It'll start with the love, like I say, not the negative. Why do we think of the no, think of the positive, right? You don't need to see it all right away. Think of the fact that now if you want a day off or something, she got an hour before she can drop them off, or something silly. Like it's you know it's there's always a silver line, and unless we project that future, like whatever's happening now is going to not just be the good for all of us, but it's going to bring us together, right? Maybe the distance is making your kids miss you just as much, right? And they're going to love you even more when they get to see you. You know what I mean? Like, stop being realistic. That's the key. We have to stop being realistic. What did he say? Guru. What's his name? Mr. Guru. Sadi Guru, right? He was explaining, I saw him on TikTok. He's explaining how everyone trying to figure out or whatever, or understand how everything works. You don't need to, he said, but the sun, he says, you don't need to understand how the sun works in order to experience it, right? So we've forgotten the hands-on experience, which we all say in school, give me 1 year of hands-on versus all this school BS, because we know that works better, but instead we're taught to figure it all out first, write it all down on a piece of paper, get it all up in our heads as best we can, and I mean, yeah, obviously, like, you have to learn stuff, but don't be who's walking into the, like, I'm going to be a professional scuba diver, and then they just go put it on, you know what I mean, like, without asking anybody, and then they just, am I doing it right, and then he sinks straight to the bottom because he or something, I don't know, whatever, because he didn't put it on right. He's carrying it underwater. It fell off. Who's doing that? Nobody's doing that. It's outrageous to think that any of these school people have your best interests in mind. No, they don't. They never have. Woo! Oh no, Michael. I've been saying that since the third grade. No, kindergarten through fifth was awesome. I had recess, learned how to spell, learned how to read, did some math. Sometimes, I mean, it wasn't, sometimes it was boring, or but after that, man, just everything, it just went, and then chaos just enveloped the land. It was just like, oh my God, all these people have no idea what they're doing. And I just sit and watch, and it was like not like they don't know, but it's like I'm watching like their eyeballs. I'm like, do you know? Never mind. Do you know why you're doing that? I'm trying to impress a chick. Yeah, but why? Like, what do you know? Never mind. Oh, it didn't work, and then I have to deal with like my buddies, or something. Not like it was like that, but man, forget that girl, forget that. Okay, man, do you know how much you just go on? Oh no, the girl's great, you're both great. You're just not, you just, whatever you thought you had to say was totally wrong, and it blew it, or whatever, or however you thought you had to act, or whatever. It's just so funny. It just happened over and over and over and over and over in so many different ways. But then I was looking at it from everything, even school. Like, you're trying to impress your teacher. Why? Like, why? So you can get a good, you know what I mean? It's all competition, like I said, because we're from wars. Every single one of us is the offspring of war, at some point, or a warlike world, and to different degrees. Maybe you never got in wars, I mean, but or something. Your parents didn't, but it's like we're constantly trying to be number one. That's all school's fostering, man. It's like, it's what I say about capitalism too, which is, I know, is going to be a big thing, right? But capitalism, like, some people, some Americans are so capitalism. Like, listen, it's the so far as I can tell, it's the best one we got. But capitalism in and of itself promotes competition. Like, what I'm saying is, if a woman likes to crochet and she just makes socks, let's just say she's the sock lady and she makes socks, she sells them for $3 a pair, or $2 a pair, whatever. But now some guys loves, like, making, I don't know, like something more expensive, whatever. I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. And then he opens up a shop, and then he's, doing his thing, and then he's selling his things for $20 a pop or $50 a pop, right? What makes that what makes either one of them more valuable as a soul, as a person, than anyone? They should be getting equal pay, period. So that's how I see capitalism. It's great. Yes, it fosters growth. No, greed fosters growth in a capitalistic society. Because in a capitalistic society that I don't give two shits about, it's not good for me. You know what I mean? I'm not here trying to compete and try to just make money in life. That's not what's important, right? But I think that that's a misnomer too, because they want us to think money isn't important. Like, listen, we know it's not what's important, but they do that so we don't go after it to get any, so we can't change the world. No, I think money is something we all need to get as much as we can, as a tribe, as the grassroots, right? We figure out something, and that's all it is. We're just not as organized because they got us fighting each other all the time, fighting for no reason, fighting because you color your skin, because it is, man. No, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist like that, man. Like, there are rare cases where something extreme happens, but these people have been ruling for thousands of years. Like, you think they care about losing a life or two, right? You think they care about sacrificing a school shooting to get people into fear so that, so that they can take all the guns away? Look at what, I'm saying? What kind of shit is that? Somebody messed up with a gun, right? And then now you want to take all the people's guns away? That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. But the fear will make people want to do it, because they make you fear. Why do you fear so much things that aren't even happening, right? Like mom was telling me one day she had a bad dream. Oh yeah, I was saying the bad dream. She had a bad dream, and then she bring it up again, and then she gets so emotional again, and I'm like, it was a dream and it didn't even happen. And she said, I woke up crying, blah blah, and oh, it was so sad. My mom's awesome. It was so sad. It was just so sad. Why? Why? And I'm like, Ma, it wasn't even real. Think of that. Think of that. It wasn't even real. But you're so attached, you can't let it go, right? You're so attached. And now she did, like, she was like, no, yeah, because we stopped thinking about it. And then as soon as we think about it, boom, we go right back over there, right? We gotta stop hyping up everything in the world. Think about that too. It's like anytime you go to see a movie and you think it's going to be really good and it's not, you're like disappointed. But then when you go see a movie and you're like, I wonder if this is going to be any good, and then it was good, it's like extra good, right? We are all completely mental. That's all I'm going to say. I'm done. I'm back. I'm done. Show's over. We're all mental. I don't care. And that's okay, right? And it's true. We are mental plane, mental war. That's literally what it all is. So choose your own thoughts, choose your brain. Conscious creator, co-creator, conscious of what I thought, why I felt it, conscious of right now in this moment how I feel. And I don't care who's here or why or who you are, kids, parents, I don't care. If you're not here to help me feel good and help yourself feel good, and I'm here to help you feel good, I'm here. What are we doing? What are we doing? You know what I mean? And everyone's got a different way of doing that. Some people need to complain, and then they're the complainer people, and then they get together and then they feel better when they complain. You know what I mean? We have to choose that. You know, it's like shout out to light worker out there, who's saying, she had to cut her whole family off, like all of them, and she's like, it sucks, but it's like, her one sister or whatever, somebody was sent her friend requests like twice on Facebook, and she denied it both times because she's like, she wishes she could still have, that a fam or that, you know what I mean? But that just because they're your blood, it doesn't mean anything. Like, she's like, these people, like, she explained, like, all they do is they just live. But I'm paraphrasing, they just live in the human world over and over and over again, and they play games of blame and games of jealousy and you know what I mean? And they're playing, it's just games all the time. She's like, I can't be around them because just to talk to them is just lowers my vibration, lowers their vibration, or whatever the case. And that's how I feel too about, like, yeah, you're my family, but have you guys ever listened to me? Right? Like, how many of us, like starseed people, like light worker people, like who got a way different way of looking at things, you ain't never heard me. You can't even fathom what I'm talking about half the time. And you're spending way too much anxiety worrying if I'm going to be okay. I love you, Ma, but it's like, that's when she said, oh, I've always believed. I've always, 36 years of my life, you've always believed. Yeah, I know. I know. I could tell. Jeez. And she starts cracking up, So it's cool. Right? And that's a great point right there. Right? I had to let all of that go. And then now it's kind of coming back full circle, right? So, family is family. It's who push this thing down. It's up to you to choose in every moment who and what. And it goes so far beyond you being guilt tripped. That's what it is. It's the guilt trips. That's what they try to do in society. They try to make you feel, everything. You got to throw it all out. I don't care. I'm not listening to none. I'm not listening to horoscope. I'm not listening to tarot. I'm still going to listen to them, right? But none of them. I don't need none, because what they trigger in the stories to me are the things that I then visit and I go, okay, wait, why? I go work on that. I go work on this, right? But at the end of the day, we have to understand. See, the reason why we go through a lot of these things over and over is because we're not recognizing the fact that we're just making ourselves go through it over and over and over when we really don't need to be over and over, because we're not remembering, like, oh no, we fear death so much. Well, you still live. It goes on. It's really not the end of, you don't have to worry and, like freak out while you're living. This is the only life I got. And then, go buck wild. And then you got all this karma that you build up. And then you realize, like, oh man, I got to go back and fix that now, whatever. So it's like, we got to add these pieces and not worry so much, right? Or whatever, the world, because that's the collective world. Okay, so let's go. We're gonna break out of this. I'm gonna pull cards. I don't know if you guys are still here. It says 0. So I don't know if I'll pull cards. I don't know. Maybe I'll pull cards. Maybe I'll just take off. That was a lot. I actually got an appointment in 15 minutes. I should probably get off. Um, yeah, love you, Bravery. Um, love you, Marjorie. Love you, Sarah. Love you guys. Love all you guys out there. Yeah, kids are hard. Yeah, I couldn't imagine. Oh my gosh. Best part of life. See, there you go. Unless they're being punks. His son's 13, daughter 16. Happy they're older. Oh, that's good. Yeah, okay, cool. Cool. Um, the lady and how she values herself. Oh no, which one was that? I forget. Yeah, and that's that's how we all value ourselves, guys. We value each other because that's your reflection, right? So that's the trick. It's your reflection, right? But it's also outside of you. So it doesn't mean, it's like to say that anything that happens is outside, like, oh, it's because I thought of it inside. Like, what? I never thought of that. Um, but yeah, it's right. Caring, not caring, indifference, right? Like I said, to care or not to care, right? Important. Learn how to do it right. You know what I mean? Like recognizing that you always care. I think most people care, right? But letting other people tell you you don't. Um, and that's the thing. There's too many things outside of us to just say that it's all a reflection of what's inside of you. Your response to it is a reflection of what's inside of you. And therefore the way you see what happened, right, outside of you is comes from inside of you. But what happened outside of you happened outside of you. I mean, it's not like inside there's a guy driving a bus, somewhere, and maybe there is, and then it happened inside me, and then it happened outside me. But again, then that's literally all 100 people on the street corner that saw it. That I'll have to go now. Oh yeah, the bus. Why did I think? Why? It's ugh, the in, the out. Just stay inside. Give love. Stay there. Do it all the time. Right? It's like we say about meditating. Like if I could just meditate, all I want to do is meditate 24/7 because nothing external makes enough sense for me. Not like nothing, like going for hikes, chill, like nature makes sense to me, chilling with good people, good times, that makes sense to me, but all of we're too busy worried about everything. We just got to stop, you know, because it's all going to work out either way. But at the same time, we got to care. I know we got to care. We got to say something about it, right? And we will. And we are. So keep doing it. So just keep going. No judgment, right? Living, being, choosing how you want to feel, what you want to say, right? And the guilt trip. Like if you speak truth, you'll never have to worry about what you say. Period. You know what I mean? Because if you say something and then you're like, oh, I'm sorry, that was mean, I shouldn't have said that. But if you stop and you think about what you want to say and you still say it, right? Because that was your truth, don't feel bad. The rest of it's not up to you. You know what I mean? We can't be responsible for what other people feel all the time. We just can't. And that's why it's all out of whack, because everybody's trying to choose somebody else to tell them how to feel, right? We're looking at anybody's looking. That's the whole problem in the first place. In the first place. It's fun. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. I gotta, yeah, just keep swimming, yo. Yeah, I got the meeting in 15. So much love to you all. Um, best of fun and joy on your journeys, right? Have some fun. Don't forget, I'm always bringing the collective energy, and so, these always have a sincerity around them, I guess. But um, don't forget to play, right? That's my Mayan. I'm a blue crystal monkey. So crystalline, and it's I dedicate in order to play. So Don't forget to play. Oh yeah, all the time. That's the only thing that makes this place, right, worth having it, worth hanging out in, is this playing, and in any way that you can. Don't judge it. Stop. Break the habit. Stop. Go lay on the grass and smell a flower. You know what I mean? For all the macho men out there, right? Go smell a flower. When's the last time you did? You know, and for all the women's, go do some push-ups. I don't know. Go chop some wood. There you go. Don't feel so I have no idea. Because at the end of the day, I still think just smelling the flowers where we all need to be. You know what I mean? I don't think we need to. I mean, think about it. Everything got a problem because of the manipulation. Too many people, you know, too many people trying to manipulate DNA and manipulate this and manipulate that. The problem is the manipulation. The problem is too much ambition. You know what I mean? The problem is too many people trying to do this, trying to do that. You know? Yeah. Don't worry about it fading, dying off. Yep, exactly. It's because that's what it's supposed to be. You got to be you as much as everything else got to be what you got to be. So we can't be making excuses for everything out there, trying to figure out everything. Everybody's getting lost. You already know it. It's inside you. You already know it. You've known it your whole life, right? Connect with that and get good at that. Get really centered around that, and that'll strengthen it. And then you're going to be able to tell when people are saying something that don't make sense. Okay, the BS detector is real. I've had one my whole life. All right, yeah, later, bro. I'll see y'all. Hey, Ursula. All right, see y'all in the next one. Much love, much light. Take care of one another. Be nice, as always. Be nice. One video to rule them all. Or one saying. Oh, man, I thought I fixed you. Well, I'm out anyways. Later, y'all.